It was a dark and stormy night when Elena, the daughter of a wealthy businessman, found herself standing at the edge of a cliff, overlooking the vast ocean below. The winds howled around her, but it wasn't just the storm that disturbed her heart. For weeks, she had been struggling with a secret that she had kept hidden from everyone, including her family. Her heart belonged to someone she could never have, a poor boy named Asad. As she stared into the abyss, she wondered if their love could survive the chasm between their worlds. Asad lived in a small, run-down neighborhood, far from the glittering streets of the city where Elena resided. He had no luxuries, no inheritance to fall back on. But what he did have was ambition, determination, and a heart full of love. Despite their differences in wealth and status, their paths had crossed unexpectedly one afternoon at a local park. She was there to clear her mind, and he was just enjoying his usual walk. Their eyes met, and in that instant, something unspoken passed between them, an undeniable connection that neither could ignore. Their first conversation was brief, yet it felt as though they had known each other forever. Elena tried to hide her inner conflict. Her attraction to Asad was both powerful and forbidden. She knew her family would never approve of her being with someone of his social standing, yet every time they spoke, she felt a pull toward him, something that money and status could never offer. Asad, too, felt the same connection but tried to keep his emotions in check. He had seen the difference in their worlds and knew it would be impossible for them to be together. Days turned into weeks, and their secret meetings continued, hidden from the eyes of society. Elena and Asad shared their dreams, fears, and desires under the cover of darkness. They found solace in each other's company, even though they both knew their love could never fully blossom in the open. Elena struggled with the constant battle between following her heart and obeying the expectations of her family and society. Asad, on the other hand, believed that love could conquer all, even if the world around them was against them. One evening, as they met in their usual secret spot by the river, Elena received shocking news. Her father had arranged for her to marry a wealthy man from another city, a man of her father's choosing. The news struck her like a thunderbolt, and for the first time, she felt a deep sense of helplessness. She looked at Asad, her heart torn between duty and desire. Asad, sensing her pain, took her hand gently and vowed to fight for their love. But as much as they wanted to be together, they both knew their love was like a delicate thread. One tugged too hard, and it would snap. The tension in their relationship grew as Elena's engagement to the wealthy suitor loomed closer. Her family became more insistent, and the pressure was mounting. She tried to distance herself from Asad, fearing for their safety and the consequences of being with him. But the more she resisted, the more she realized that her heart could not let go of him. Asad, too, felt the strain. He knew that if Elena chose the life her family had planned for her, he would lose her forever. But what was worse, losing her or watching her live a life that was not her own. One night, as Elena was preparing for the upcoming engagement ceremony, she received a letter from Asad. The letter was simple, yet powerful. It spoke of his undying love for her and his willingness to fight for their happiness, no matter the cost. Elena read the letter over and over, her heart racing. She knew that if she stayed on this path, she would be trapped in a life of expectations, never truly living. She made a decision that would change everything. She would run away with Asad, away from the world that sought to control her. Elena and Asad met one last time at their secret spot by the river. With the letter in hand, Elena confessed her love for him and told him she was ready to leave everything behind. Asad was both overjoyed and fearful. He knew their love could not survive in a world that would never accept them. But love was all they had, and that was enough. They made plans to leave that very night, to disappear and start a new life, away from the prying eyes of their families and society. As the clock struck midnight, they left everything behind: Elena's family, her wealth, and the life she had known. They walked into the unknown with nothing but each other. The journey was not easy, but it was filled with moments of love, hope, and struggle. They faced many challenges, but with each passing day, their bond grew stronger. They realized that love was not just about comfort or status. It was about the strength to fight for what truly mattered. Years later, Elena and Asad lived a simple, peaceful life, far from the world that had once kept them apart. They were no longer the rich girl and the poor boy. They were just two people in love, building a life together. Their love had not only survived, but had thrived. They had proved that when love is true, it can overcome any obstacle, even the harshest of circumstances. And though their story had been full of struggles, it had ended with the greatest victory of all: freedom.